Hi guys, it's Dr. Jaz Gulati here from London, UK, and I wanted to make this video about a dear friend of mine and a colleague who's made a sensational online series called Fast, Natural, Posterior Fillings. And it's Dr. Mindagaus Kudelis from Lithuania, and I have to say his series was amazing. Now he's someone who I met in Stockholm in 2018 at Dr. Michael Melker's course, and I got to know him, and to be fair, I'd already been following his work online on the RIPE Facebook group, which is like one of my favorite Facebook groups. It's all about posting full protocol cases, and it's great to be part of that. And I've seen Dr. Mindagaus Kudelis go from strength to strength year by year. So he rocks up on the group, he starts posting his posterior composites, and I have to say they look stunning. And what I love about his full protocol cases on the group is that they really take full protocol to the next level. I mean microcusp by microcusp, and he documents the entire thing, and he has the audacity at the end to critique himself, which really anyone else who looks at these restorations think there's nothing to improve. So that's what really captivated me, and that's why I wanted to do his online program. So I enrolled on the online program on RIPE Global website, and it's called Fast, Natural, Posterior Fillings, and the whole series, 10-part series, around about 20 minutes each. So I think it's roughly about 3 hours in total, but it goes really quick because everything he's saying is like so engaging. It's not really, I don't remember switching off at all at any point during his series, and it was just phenomenal. What I really liked about Fast, Natural, Posterior Fillings by Dr. Kudelis was that he's so down to earth. He understands the nuances of being a busy general dental practitioner, which is what he is in private practice. So he gets it. Like, he gets that sometimes if you want to get a beautiful, morphologically correct molar, the amount of time that can sometimes take is not worth it. Like, who wants to pay for that? The amount of chair time it takes, it may even be worth going indirect rather than direct. And he talks about all these nuances, and I like the fact that he has a humility to discuss that before he then goes on to say why we should be doing beautiful restorations that are morphologically correct. That actually they do serve a purpose, but the beauty of it all is that he teaches it in a way that it becomes fast and reproducible. And having learned his system is really making me place better restorations on posterior teeth faster, which has been great. So he really gives you Monday morning tips to really apply straight away. Now, Dr. Kudelis doesn't mention it during his series, but what he teaches you reminds me of the Pareto principle. Now, the Pareto principle says that 20% of your effort gets you 80% of the results, or rather 80% of the result that you get comes from 20% of the effort. So basically, when we're doing any form of dentistry, 80% of the result comes from 20% of the technique or the effort. So in the realm of posterior restorations, he teaches us these really applicable quick tips which form the 20%, but by doing these little fine little tips, by following little guides to make your morphology, where to place the central lobes and posterior teeth, that actually gets you 80% there. And then the secondary anatomy, he really is, about real world practice. He says that secondary anatomy is not the be all and end all. Like, if you've got the extra time, you look up the clock, I've got a bit of extra time, then place the secondary anatomy, and he really teaches you how to do that. But if you don't have the time, if you get your borders correct, so that's his technique, the borders technique. If you get your borders correct and the primary anatomy on point, not only will it be correct occlusally, but it will look good. It'll look fantastic actually. But then the fact that he goes that one step further in his series to teach you how to place these beautiful restorations with the secondary anatomy quickly, then that was really the icing on the cake. And so I really enjoyed his program. The video series was all about simplify, simplify, simplify. So making something that seems quite complex really simple, and also focusing on the foundations, which is good isolation, good cavity design, and getting the basics correct. Using a scaler to get rid of the plaque and the biofilm before you restore. Who does that? Not enough people, I think. So he goes over the basics and the foundations of what make a good restoration, but then he really wows you with how to get these really lovely looking posterior restorations in a quick way using his borders technique. One little gem I really liked about his videos, one little gem, like takeaway point I can give you right now, is that if you timestamp your photos, and when you get your pre-op photo of the molar you're about to work on, and then once you've drilled, isolated, placed your restoration, and you take your post-op photo, you can actually go home, as well as assessing the result that you get and being critical of your morphology that you produce, because you'll want to do the best we can, right? Also, it allows you to look at how long it took you to get from your pre-op photo to your post-op photo. So now not only can you assess the result, but how long it took you. And so slowly you can develop these systems and protocols to get faster and faster and faster. So really it's about doing a good job, but being efficient, because at the end of the day in private practice, like I said before, it's about efficiency and using the Pareto principle of getting 80% of the result with 20% of the effort. Dr. Mindagaus is quite a reflective practitioner, and that's why I really enjoy it. Like, he shows some of his failures and how that actually led him to a better path, how he reflected on his failures and is now a better clinician for it. And it's been so great to see his development over the last 4 years or so on RIPE, and how he's so willing to share all that he's learned, all the little tips that he's picked up from his mentors, and he's very vocal about who his mentors are. So it's really a fantastic, impactful video series, and I really recommend everyone who wants to improve their posterior composites to watch it. Dr. Mindagaus' clinical videos are really cool. I like the step-by-step photos, as well as the videos on typodonts. And overall, I think if you're looking for a series, an educational CPD verifiable series that's going to help you on Monday morning to create more morphologically correct and nicer looking posterior composites, fast, natural posterior fillings on RIPE Global. Thank you so much for listening, guys.